Hey guys, if you're a roofer, then this video is for you. If you have a roofing company and you're generating leads and you want to increase the amount of money or revenue that you make from these leads, then this video is for you. I'm going to explain to you how you can do that with the same amount of leads that you're getting, make more money out of them. So let's go over the problem of just getting leads and why solving the problem matters and the solution. So this is what we'll go over in this video. So the problem, it's not enough just to get leads. Like if you're just getting leads, that's not sufficient. You need to be doing some tracking because leads have to convert into appointments, and you have to know that number exactly. Because in the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much a lead costs really. Like if it's $60 or $100 or $200, it doesn't matter. You need to know how many of those leads convert into appointments, and you want to turn those appointments into closed jobs. So let me take you through a scenario and explain it to you in terms of numbers. So let's say you average about 50 leads per month coming and calling your business, and let's look at it over a period of 6 months. So let's take scenario one, where in 6 months at 50 leads a month, you're going to get 300 leads total. And let's say your conversion rate is about 20%. So you're converting 20% of those 300 leads into booked appointments. So you get about 60 booked appointments out of those. So now let's say you convert 30% of those booked appointments into closed jobs. That will yield you 18 closed jobs. Now let's say the industry average in per job in the roofing industry is around $12,000 in average revenue. With this scenario, you make $216,000 in revenue top line. So this is over the period of 6 months from those 50 leads that you got. And the numbers might change depending on your city or your area or what your profit margins are. Now let's look at a second scenario where we're basically enhancing the number of leads to booked appointments. Let's look at what would happen. So let's look at scenario two. You have the same 300 leads, but now, what if we increase the conversion rate by just 10%? So we were doing 20, now we do 30. Just a 10% increase, because we want to increase that number eventually, and we want to optimize and fine tune these bottlenecks to make as much money as possible to scale. Okay, this is how we create leverage. Okay, so this will give us 90 booked jobs. And from those 90 booked jobs, let's say the closing rate is the same, 30% closing rate, similar to the previous scenario. We're going to close 27 jobs. And with the same industry average, we're going to make $324,000 in top line revenue. And we only increased our conversion rate just by 10%. It was 20 and now it's 30. Just a small change is yielding out this much money. So the solution to doing this is you need to track lead conversions, and you do that through call tracking. You basically set up your ads in a way where you use a phone number to track these calls, and then you go and access these call recordings. Then you see how many of those leads converted into booked appointments. And if you're having issues converting those leads, then it means you have a bottleneck. And you need to optimize that before you move forward. Like you need to know exactly how much you're spending to get a booked appointment. And yeah, so we're going to optimize the conversion rate to enhance it. So a 10% increase in conversion rate, and we got about a 50% increase in revenue. We went from $216,000 to over $300. So we literally made an extra 6 figures. And this is why it's crazy for you to track these numbers, because a lot of business owners just run ads campaigns and they don't know how many leads are converting into appointments and then how many of those are being closed. You need to always be looking at these numbers and trying to optimize them as much as possible. You need to look at your sales teams and say, well, I've given them this many appointments. How many of those appointments did they close? What's their closing rate? And you need to always be optimizing that. You need to get really good because it's a competitive industry, and for you to optimize these numbers, it takes a lot of effort. Like, you need to actually sit down and get this done. So yeah, this was it for today. I hope you learned something, and I hope this gives you ideas. If you were already running ads and you haven't looked into this, I hope this helps. Have a good one.